Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 3. We are learning unit 15. Its title is The Technologies. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is or modified for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear children, today under the title of pronunciation skills, we are going to learn about weak forms of do and have in contraction. Before this, we have already learnt about weak forms of different words. I hope you remember. If not, you may watch this video lecture again, refresh your concept, and then we will learn further to recognize and pronounce the weak forms of do and have in contractions. This is our today's SLO. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran, Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 15. The Bedouins say, "We have believed, so you have not yet believed. But say instead, we have submitted, for faith has not yet entered your hearts. And if you obey Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, He will not deprive you from your deeds of anything. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful." Yes, my dear children, what this beautiful verse is telling us, subhanallah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us when we say something, Allah knows the condition of our heart. By saying from our mouth, by using just words are not enough. So whenever we say something, it should be from our heart, especially when it's faith. Okay, because beta Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying your faith should be in your heart. So we should have fear of Allah in our heart. We should have love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our heart, right? So my dear children, now you see here we have used have. Okay, so this have is the strong form because we are saying it with proper stress, right? So there is a weak form of have as well. Where do we use it? We are going to learn. Before that, you tell me what are weak forms. We have learned about it. So do you remember what are weak forms and what is the contraction? Pause the video, answer these questions to your teacher and then come back. Yes, my dear children, weak forms are unstressed and it is pronounced when we say a word speedily and clearly. As we know, the strong form is that when we stress and say it clearly and loudly. But when we say a word unstressed, we don't stress upon that word and we say it quickly, speedily. But speedily doesn't mean you don't understand it. Say it clearly, but speedily, it is called weak form. Remember, we have learnt about it, okay? And when two words come together and shortened by adding apostrophe, it becomes the short form of the word, right? And short forms are weak forms. That's also called contraction. Contractions are shortened words. We add apostrophe to combine two words into one. Okay, and we have learned about it, I am. So basically, beta, the rule is when we say I'm, it is the short form. We have skipped this A and we put apostrophe after I, it becomes weak form. And how do we read it? We say it I'm, right? Likewise, he's, your. These are weak forms. So today we are going to learn about the weak forms of do and have. So how do we do it? All of you look at your book, read the following in both ways. In first column, strong form is mentioned and in second column, weak form is mentioned. Okay, it is strong form for have and weak form of have. For example, I say, I have a book. For example, when I'll use a weak form, instead of saying I have, I'll say I've a book. I've a book, right? You have a watch. You have a wristwatch. You've is the weak form, okay? Because instead of writing or saying have completely, I have used a shortened form for saying and writing as well. They have, they've. We have, we've, right? This is how a strong form is converted into weak form in writing and in saying. We use it. How do we say? I have, strong form. I've, weak form, right? Likewise, there are strong and weak form for do. How do we say it? We do not make a noise, okay? And when we'll use a weak form, we'll combine these two words, we'll use apostrophe, and this do not becomes don't. We don't make a noise. He does not, he doesn't. I did not, I didn't. These are weak forms. First, we write it in shortened form, and when we say it speedily by using weak form in short time, okay? We do not, we don't. He does not, he doesn't, right? This is how there are different weak forms for do. All right, okay. So let's practice these strong and short forms of do and have through activity. What we are going to do, your teacher will divide class in pairs. One student will say a sentence by using strong form, and the other will say a sentence by using weak form. And it will be better, teacher, if same sentence, one child is saying by using strong form and the other will say the same sentence by using weak form. So pause the video, enjoy this activity in pairs, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Now let's practice it from your book. All of you, open your book on page number 125 and complete this question 4 in your book. Pause the video, complete this question in your book, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? All right. So it's time for your homework. You will write sentences having weak forms of do and have in your notebook. So you will use only weak forms now. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. So what we have learned today, we learned to recognize and pronounce the weak forms of do and have in contractions. Are we done with it? Yes, so that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning, keep practicing, take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.